So, hello, happy Sunday, and welcome to Polkadoodles. If you don't know who I am, my name's Nikki Hall, and I'm the co-owner of Polkadoodles. I'm here with my husband Chris, who is behind the scenes. He's going to be answering all your questions, and if I don't catch any comments, then he's going to catch those for me. So, today we are going to be doing some stamping, using some stencils, and because I've not been live with you guys, I've neglected you for a couple of weeks, and I've actually been doing lives with the craft store, so I couldn't fit any more in. So I think we did about 4 in a week or something like that. So it's been quite busy. So thank you for joining me today. As you join in, I'll kind of add your name. So one of the things we've got for you today is we have a great offer. So details of that will come up on the screen shortly. And also, if you want to be reminded every time we do a live, all you need to do is just head to the website, and there's actually a little page here. Chris will leave a link to the page. And you can get reminders when we're actually live. And so just subscribe to that. And all it is just a little mailing list, and we'll just drop you an email before we go live. We were using, if you're regular with us, you know that we were using some software and it was a bit temperamental. So we've kind of got rid of that. So if you were on the reminder list for that, we don't have that anymore because we've kind of deleted it. So just sign up in there. Hi Maz, hi Jacqueline, thanks for joining me. So that's just on the front page of the website, just in the bar at the top. I think it's up on the left hand side, and it just says get live reminders. So just pop your details in. We don't share it for anything else. It'll literally just be sent for that. So let me just come back to you for a second. So hi ladies, hope you're doing really well. So I'm going to do some stamping and some stencils today, and we've been using lots of the new release products lately, so I thought we'd kind of do a little bit of a retro look back. It's one of my favourite collections that we did. It was a very small collection. I'm just going to put this on just so that everybody remembers. So remember to enter for the giveaway. Jacqueline, you can enter again. I think it's time has passed now. You can enter again. You might be the only one, so you might win anyway. And also today, there's a little offer that we've got for you as well. So I'll keep trying to remember to put these on the screen as we're going through, just to remind you. So if you spend over £25, you're going to get 25% off. So use code LIVE25 for that as well. So just keep commenting for me. Oh, where's my cursor gone? Can't get them off now. Oh. My cursor's vanished on my screen, Chris. What the heavens?
It's a really weird thing. It's bouncing all over mine.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see it. Hi. Oh, bear with me, everybody. I can't click anything. I can't get the graphics off. Oh, no. Oh, there it's come back. How weird.
Because I took control of it over here.
You took control?
We've gone like that. So she was doing it. Then I've clicked back in and now you've got control again.
Oh. Oh, so that little experiment I did the other week has worked then, hasn't it?
I don't like that.
I don't like that. Can you not do it again, please? Because it's just, I think you must have clicked something then and knocked me off. Okay, right, never mind. Anyway, hi Adele, hi Charlene. So there's always some technical problems with every live. It's just so temperamental. Right, okay, let's get started then, shall we? So it's one of those days, honestly. Everything's kind of gone a bit wrong again today, as usual. So what we're going to use today, we're going to do some stamping. And I've not really, we're kind of going to go with the flow. Hi from South Africa, Adele. Wow, thanks for joining us. So I will just flash that little giveaway thing up again, just at the bottom, just for a little while. I'll keep taking it off. So we're going to use these stamps. So we've had these stamps quite a while now. And we've reordered them many times because they've always been so popular. So, and they are absolutely stunning. They're gorgeous stamps. So the stamps themselves, you can see, are a lot bigger than they are on the packaging. That's always the case with our stamps. This one was always my favourite, and then I came across a project from one of the team that was in kind of all my archive and everything, and it was using this one. I thought, I don't know if I've ever even used these, because I always kind of gravitate to these. So I'm going to go to this set, but we might bring in some of the elements from these as well. So I'll put them to a side for now, and we'll come back to them if we can. And then I'm also going to use today, I thought I'd do some stenciling. So I've got here, first of all, I've got our botanical foliage dies, which I just absolutely love, and I'm kind of using on every single project at the minute. So I'm going to use those, and we're going to combine them. And then also, I may use the flower trellis circle stencil, which basically kind of gives us a really nice lacy look. But I also want to use the switch balls, and actually I've not brought, that would be the one that we have, 2 switch ball stencils, and I'll show you how I'm going to use those as we go along. I need to just find the circular one of that, because I don't know what I've done with that. It'll be here somewhere. Here we go. Let me just grab these. And also I may use the minimal art stencils. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not. I don't know. So we've got here we go. We've got the switchable circles and the switchable squares that we're going to use as well. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm just going to move that to a side, and I'm going to get out the ones that I've actually been using. So these ones are a little bit grubby, so apologies. They're well used and well loved, these stamps, because as I say, they are just fab. And you can see that I never used this set. I think there is a 4th one that I haven't shown you. Hi Heather. Hi, anyone not able to use Facebook Live? Oh, so you're viewing on YouTube, Heather. Okay. Sorry, I don't know why you're not getting it then on Facebook Live. I'm not sure. But you can join us on YouTube. I'm seeing your comment, Heather, so don't worry. Just make sure that you make sure you enter win in the comments, and we'll draw a random winner at the end, and you'll get a £25 gift voucher to spend. So you can basically virtually win your whole order. And the other thing, just before I forget again, before I get started, use code LIVE25 and you'll get 25% off your order when you spend over £25. And that's on anything. Okay, so it's right across the whole store. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to use this set, which is I forgot what it's called now, Brighter With You. So let's get going, shall we? Do you know, I hope the weather's nice where you are. It's a lovely, bright, sunny day here, which is always nice. It always puts you in a better mood, doesn't it? So I'm going to grab my stamp platform, and actually, I'm going to get some watercolour cardstock, and we will just see what happens. Like I said, we're not really planned too much, but we'll go with the flow. I think what I might do is do like an A5 card, or a 6x8, I think, if you're in the States. I think that's the size. So get rid of that. So I'm going to go straight onto my watercolour cardstock. Excuse me. So don't forget, leave me your comments and everything. And we're going to use a combination. I think I'm going to colour with my Distress inks today. And just use those as paints, basically. So let's just get this going. I always put that the wrong way around. Now, what I'm going to do, first of all, I need to just plan this out. I have like a little bit of an idea of, kind of what I do want to do. So, if you've not seen our switchables stencils, these are, I'm just going to go to this camera because these ones are a bit washed out. So the switchable stencils, basically you're getting a whole sheet here. I've got one here to show you. And these are unique to us, really. And I actually came up with this idea a few years ago now. And you're going to get this whole sheet of stencils. Let me put it on there and you might be able to see a bit better. That's better. So you're going to get this whole sheet if you've not seen these before. And you can see you actually get the outer part of the stencils. These all detach. So all you're going to do is you're just going to pull this out, and then you end up with all these separate stencils. So on these squares and rectangles, you actually get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stencil patterns. Then you've got the main stencil itself, which you can use to create all of these panels, but also that becomes a mask as well. And then in addition to that, we also have a circle version, and if you look in the store, we actually have 2 others that were the original ones we did. These are the most recent that we launched about a month ago. And the circle one works exactly the same. So you get all the patterns, and then you just snip them out with a little pair of scissors, and then you can use the patterns individually, and they're so versatile and useful. You're just going to absolutely love them. So I'm going to just put those ones. I've got some here somewhere that I've already used. I've got my circles there. Do you know, I've got things everywhere already. Bear with me. I need to just find my squares. Talk about, oh, there it is. I knew it wouldn't be far because I use it all the time. Okay, so this is what you end up with. So what I'm going to do, for now, I'm just going to put the patterns to a side. In fact, I don't know where all my patterns have gone. Looks like I've lost them somewhere. That's what happens when you're not organised, Nikki. So what I want to do is I want to actually create some panels here. Now, I'm going to kind of, so we're going to use this as a mask. Now, it is A5, so if I put that on completely onto my cardstock, it actually gives me the full A5. Hi, Angie. So what I'm going to do is, sorry, I'm just trying to work out where I want it to be. So I think I just want to test something first. Let me grab that other one. Oops. My hay fever's raging today. So I want to just see where the edge of my card is, and if I can fit to, oh, just a second, it's getting on my nerves now. Okay, so if I put that there, let's just stick that down a second. So then if I put that one side by side, yes, it does just about fit in. So what I want to do is do 2 rectangles together, side by side. Or actually, no, what I'll do is I'll do a it'll be easier for me to do a rectangle, and then we'll actually do, let me see, we'll do 2 squares side by side. That'll be easier, won't it? Okay, so let's do it properly, and we'll go on the glass mat. And let me go to the overhead so you can, sorry, this one, so you can actually see what I'm doing. I will get it right eventually today. Just line it up. I'm going to tape it down. Now, one thing you do need to do is I'm going to just add a bit more tape, because when I start to ink, I don't want it to go everywhere onto the rest of my project. So we're going to treat one area at a time. So Excuse me. Excuse me, hay fever is really kicking in today. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my little detail brush and I'm just going to ink around the edges before I even start to do anything else. And because I've taped it, because we've only got like quite a narrow border here, so I don't want the ink colour to transfer into any of the other areas. Now, I'm not too worried about getting a perfect blend here. What I want is I just want to get a bit of colour down. Sorry, I'm just going to have to get a drink. That's better. Now, where are my stamps? Here we go. I'll get rid of my bits, old tape. So let's grab these stamps. So this is the Brighter With You stamp set. Now, normally, in actual fact, I am going to then, because I've taped that down, I am going to transfer that onto my stamping mat. Let's do it properly. We'll go on the glass mat. Chris, stop messing around.
Sorry. You just appeared.
Well, you must have clicked something to make me appear.
Yes.
Hi, Chrissy. Well, thanks for everybody for joining me. I didn't know it was such a nice day. I didn't know if anybody would be around today because it's just gorgeous, isn't it? Right, so what I'm going to do, we're going to actually use this area to stamp into. So we've created a mask with the actual background of the main stencil. And what that does now is it means that we can actually choose how, in fact, let me move this. I'm a little bit close into my stamping now. Excuse me, honestly, that's not good, is it? So I can choose which way round I want my flowers to be. And what I might do is I'm going to have them coming down as if they're hanging on like a branch or something like that. Okay, so we'll just position them there, and I can put my other stamps in at the same time. So we'll have this one here as well. I just lost a stamp there. Okay. Oh, should we put butterfly in there? No, we'll put butterfly in somewhere else. Okay. So it's just about working out what you want the composition to be. So just make sure that I'm going to put a bit more tape down that side. So I just want it to not move at all when we're doing this. So I've got tape basically all the way around here, so I can't get into any of those sections. So I'm just going to grab my Versamark. Hi, Christine. So we've got a few. We've got Maz and Christine from the design team. And lots of other people. So let me get all this out of the way. Don't need that. Make some room, Nikki. Let me see if I can get a bit. Did you do that close up then? Or did I? It's alright, I did it. Weird things are going on. Can you stop clicking? Are you clicking things? You are. Okay. Right, let's me just get this inked. Yeah, so remember everyone, if you enter win, you can be in the draw to get a £25 gift voucher at the end. So I'm just going to press that in because I've just missed it a little bit. Now, this is the only drawback of doing it like this, is that because we've got the edge of the stencil, it can just miss a little bit. So I'm just going to go, what's the bit there? I'm just gonna, to be honest, it's the first time I've done this with an actual platform, but I'm just going to press that hard into there just to make sure I get the rest of that. And where the border of the stencil is, it's like having, you know, we've got a ridge, and so it's not, that's it, it's done it now. So that's perfect. Okay, so now let me just clean my stamp off because I'm going to get in a right mess if I don't clean that off. So I'm just cleaning this. If you've not seen it before, this is our spongy, which is absolutely, as you can see, is amazing for cleaning your stamps and your stencils. So I'm just going to pull this off. And look, now we've got the perfect panel, which is just gorgeous. So, and this is why I kind of wanted the ink on there to start off with, because we are going to come in and colour it. But equally, that's actually, it's showing up a little bit pale because there's a lot of light in here at the minute, but it actually is a lot darker on the project itself. Oh, lots of you've got Anna joining us as well. Hi, Anna. Right, okay. So now what I'm going to do before I do anything else, I'm going to just clean this mask. So again, I'm taking my spongy, and this is why you need spongy, because it just literally swipes it off, and one swipe and you're done. Now, we said we were going to add another panel. What I want to do is I'm going to grab my switchable circles this time, and what I want to do is create a circle here. So I'm just going to line that up. So I kind of want to have different shapes on there. Now again, I'm just going to mask off any areas where I might just go over a bit with the oops, where's my tape? I've lost my end of my tape. Just so that I don't get any transfer of ink in these little holes. Okay, and just make sure, and I'm not going over that because I don't want to pull it off. All my tape's quite dirty there. So now, if we wanted to, we could actually go in and we could have put a pattern in here, which I'm actually going to do. So I don't need to particularly tape this down. I'm just going to do it manually, and I'm going to, it is the right way up. I thought it was upside down for a minute. So this, let me just move my, I feel like I'm very disorganized today. I'm trying to be really clean and tidy. So, so this stencil, so this is an actual pattern look. So it's this lovely, like, very kind of Ola Kylie leaves. This now is from, just in case you've just come in and you didn't see it, this is actually embedded in here, and all you do is you just take these out, so you've got patterns within the actual stencil mask. It's a stencil and a mask. But then we can actually lay this over all of these smaller stencils if we want to. So we can do what we want with it. Now, I think, shall we go there? Yeah, let's do it. So we've got blue in there. And I think here, what we might do, let's go with some squeezed lemonade. Don't often use this colour, but it's a nice bright colour and it's nice and bright outside. So I'm not going to do it everywhere because we're going to stamp into, we're going to stamp into here, but I'm literally just using this as a pattern. So it doesn't even matter if I move it. So I just want it around the edge. Okay. So if I show you that now, can you see? And then when we remove that, we've now got our circle pattern. Now, if you feel like you've not got much definition there, what you can then do is we can come back. It's easy to line up. Oops, just find the edge of a pattern. Okay, so we could come back And I'm going to come in with a slightly darker colour because it's very, very light, that one. So I'm going to come in with fossilized amber, and we'll put a little bit more definition. So because the pattern doesn't have an edge to it, so we're kind of going to create the actual circle outline like that, okay? And then we're going to come back. Now, you might not want the circle outline. You might like it just with the pattern. God, I'm getting a right mess. Okay, so now we can decide what we're going to do up here. So I'm kind of leaving this space. I can either put my sentiment down here, or I can put it here, or I can put it there. I'm actually looking and thinking it might be quite nice just to put it in there. So, but you could do whatever you wanted. We could now create a whole kind of almost like, you know, the postage stamp kind of mask dies are really popular right now. So we could actually create that look if we wanted to. So we could go in and create all these different squares, or just do a combination of squares and circles. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I'm going with the flow on it, really. So let me see where my sentiment's going to go first before I do anything else. So we've got my day is so much brighter when you are in it. Okay. And let me see about the circles and see, are these going to look nice anywhere? Don't know. I'm kind of like quite liking, you know, go with threes. Threes will always work. So we could do, you know, you could go off the page. You could pretty much do whatever you want. Quite liking that idea. Okay. Let's just want to get rid of the platform. Sorry, I feel like I'm taking ages with this, but I want to, it's nice just to craft slowly sometimes and not be in such a mad rush all the time. So if I take that off, what I'm thinking is I've got a gap here, or a gap there. I don't know. Not whether it might be a bit too much. Yeah. So let's go with the, sorry guys. I just wanna, okay. So originally my idea was that we would do 2 rectangles, but putting on the circle on as kind of, oh no, let's do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to line up. Let's do it like this. So let's go. This is why these stencils are so good, because they give you so many different possibilities, and it pushes you to create different layouts. You know, if you're anything like me, I am quite samey in everything that I do. So, you know, I need pushing out of my box when I get to crafting. I may design all these things for you, but the reality is sometimes when I craft, I just kind of go with the flow, and we all tend to do that. You know, it's a very natural thing to do. So, gosh, I'm off the camera. Hang on. Let me just see if I can move that camera, because it's not in a very good position for me. Bear with me. Just bear with me a second. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. So what I'm going to do, because we did blue up here and then we've got yellow here, it'd be quite nice to bring another colour in. And what we'll do this time, we'll stay with the sort of florally theme. So I'm going to come in again. This time I'm going to use my peacock feather. And we've got these little tiny flowers. I'm just going to put the flowers, just a few in, just again around the edge. And I don't want to go over the circle here particularly. I mean, I might just do it a little bit just to bring it together. That's quite nice. That's literally all it needs. We don't need anything else. So what I'm going to do this time, with my stamp. I'm going to do it manually, so I'm going to show you that you don't just have to do it with the stamp platform, but it might, actually, no I am, because if I get those ridges, then I need to be able to move it. So let's just put this back in place. Let me get that further away from that border. Okay, what time? 12:30 already. Where does the time go? It's crazy. So this time now, because I turned this stamp upside down this time, now I can actually put it the right way up. So let's have the actual flower, the main big flower, come in there, and then we've got another one here which is different that we've not used yet, and let's actually put that there. Take that one off and just make sure that doesn't move. So let's just take that down again. Okay. Is there any comments, Chris? Is anybody? No? Hope you're all still with me. So don't forget, whilst I'm here, just let me remind you. I'll just put that on the top of the screen just to remind you.
Text win.
Yeah. Enter win in the comments and you might win a £25 voucher to spend today. So, which is basically a whole order. That's so much. Look, that worked out well, didn't it? Okay, so this is again because we've got the ridge of the stencil down here. So I need to really press along where the border of that stencil is, and again at the bottom here. And this is where your Priscilla really comes in, because it enables you. I tilt it like this and it helps me get a lot of pressure on this one edge. So rather than just kind of skimming it flat like that, if you actually just use it to add pressure, it just enables you to get that pressure in. Now that's still not working. Did I even ink that? That's what I'm asking. I know I did. It's not helping because my stamp is here on this side. Look, it's coming here as well. So look, I need to really get in. I'm going to stand up to do this. I'm going to really press this in. It's just because I'm so close to the edge of my platform. Still not quite in there. That's not bad. I don't know if I'm going to get that little piece there. I don't think I can. It's not helping because my stamp is over the edge here. But that's going to be okay. That'll do. So let's just take that off and just have a quick clean up. I don't want that to transfer. Okay, and whilst we're here, let's stamp our sentiment whilst we're at it. Okay. Let me just grab that back. So look, when we remove that, again, we've got this nice pattern going on. I'm going to come back and readdress this. And whilst I'm here, I'm just going to clean my stencil as well. So now I just want to fill this gap up here. And I'm not going to be too kind of precious with it in any way. So let's just use this little square here, and what we can do is just do an overlap even. So I'm just wondering which way to go. Let's do that one. So I'm going to do a little overlap. So I'm going to overlap it slightly into this panel. A little bit of tape. And I'm just going to, all we'll do is we'll go back to the first colour we used, which is up here, which is the, in fact, no, we won't. We'll ignore me. We'll go to Peacock Feather. And just put a little bit of colour in here. And create our panel there. And then what I want to do while I'm doing that, I'll just want to revisit this again. So I'm going to just take that down, and again, because we'd like lost a little bit of definition with that stamp down here, I'm going to make this bottom corner quite dark. And it'll just, and this bit here, whoops. Now this is why I needed to clean my stencil, because I've got a bit of mucky ink on there now, which is annoying. Okay. And look how that then starts to sort of colour block it. And what I might do is just add a little bit more, because we did this with salvage patina. But let's just, what we're doing was we're just defining the edge. Okay, just bear with me while I blow my nose and get rid of my hay fever. Okay, so where's my sentiments gone? Stamps. Okay, so one thing I do want to do, we have hello, and it says my day is so much brighter when you were in it. So I think what we'll do is we'll stamp these down here. Now, rather than get my joy, I am on my block, so it's okay. And I think we'll put hello up here. So we'll go hello there. So this time we're not going to have any problems because we haven't got the stencil in place. There we go, perfect. I'll put them on back on my thing in a minute. And then what I want to do is this gorgeous butterfly. So I'm going to put my butterfly there. I really need to take this down. Okay, I'm going to answer some of your questions in a second. Okay, so right, let me just literally finish my butterfly, because if I don't, I'll get sidetracked and then I'll never finish this. I'm going to address your questions about cleaning and the oxides in a minute. Okay, so I've just moved that now. Just going to move that down a little bit. Sorry, I was just getting. No, I've gone too far. That's better. I just need to ink that edge again. Now, I've changed my mind. I don't want that in black. I don't want that butterfly in black. Now, you're asking about cleaning up. Okay, this is our spongy. I'm going to come to you in I'll show you it kind of like properly later. I actually have a bowl here. Now you can see there's no water in this bowl. This is currently damp. It's not soaking wet, it's damp. And I'm going to show you in a minute when I finish this what this actually does for you, because yeah, and Charlene, yeah, I'm going to answer you as well in a second. So I've changed my mind. So I was going to do that in black to go with the sentiment, because I wanted it to really stand out quite a lot. But what I want to do is I want to show you, I want to do it in blue. Okay, so I'm going to actually make it stand out so that it can sit in there. So I'm going to use my peacock feather blue. Now I'm getting in a bit of a pickle here. I'm getting in a bit of a mess. Okay, so I'm using oxides today. So I wanted that to kind of look like that. So it then kind of starts looking a little bit kind of, because it looks a bit distressy. So now I'm going to position my butterfly there. Whoops. Now I've inked that already. So it doesn't matter if I've moved it, because I kind of, in fact, I quite like it like that. But anyway, I am going to come back, just reposition it. And this time I've got a lilac here on my desk. And you know, I've only just got this lilac ink pad. I've never really used. I'm not a purpley lilac-y person, but I'm really loving this colour. It's really, so nice. I don't know what it would look like over the top of the blue, but it should be quite nice. So it's kind of a bit of a shadowy. Now, because I've mixed the blue in there, I am going to now come up. We're going to have like a little trio here. Get my poker tool, everything's sticking to me. I wanted to actually watercolour these flowers, but I like it, quite like it as it is, and we're running out of time, so I might not. I might just do like a little watercolour wash, maybe. Okay, so this time I'm just going with the lilac on its own. So if I just hold this up, can you see how we've now got a gradation? So we're going lilac, this is blue and lilac, and then we're down to the blue. So it just kind of makes it look a little bit different. So it's quite a busy card in the end. It's quite a lot on there. But it's really nice. It's come out really, really nicely. So let me just clean that off. And I'm going to take this. Shall I take this off? Yeah, take this off. I'm not going to do any more stamping. Let's get rid of that out of the way. One less thing for me to knock. Okay, so what I do want to do is I want to add some extra colour and stuff. So, for instance, because it's all a little bit pale and washed out, so I'm going to come back with my circle, and I've decided that what I want to do is I'm going to get my spiced marmalade, and let's just add a little bit more colour to this, just to bring it out a bit. Okay, but what I want to do is I've lost some of the definition of my pattern here, so let me just turn this irritating thing off. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in with my pattern, and this time I'm going to do it in my spiced marmalade and just add a little bit more, and you can just tap into that. I don't want it everywhere, but I do just want a little bit more. That's better. We've got a little bit more definition on there. So these are just so cool. And then now, because we've kind of got our layout done, look, you could just, if you've got some areas that you feel you kind of need something in, you could just fill them with just like a little bit of pattern and just use the same pattern all the way through. And then that kind of will pull everything. Now I've just gone over there, which is a bit annoying. I shouldn't have done that. But just a tiny little bit, and it pulls the whole entire thing together. So let me just get rid of that. Don't go mad with the orange, Nikki. And then, right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my 3 fave colours in, okay? Now, I'm going to show you this that you've been asking about. So, first of all, someone asked about the storage wallets. Do we sell these? Yes, we do. These are, look for the Squirrel and Vine storage wallets in the store. Chris has put a link in there for you, I think, already. These are fab. I absolutely love them. what you get with these, this is how I actually use them. So we do have the magnetic, I think we might have some magnets, I'm not sure, I might have stolen them all. But there are also the dividers here. So you need the storage pocket dividers. I'm going to show you the storage if we've got time at the end of the video, because the whole thing works together. There's two sizes. I would personally go for the large size because they're going to cover you for your small dies and your big ones. But I actually use both, and I'll show you later why I use both and how great those are. Now, this little baby here, if you're wondering what this is our new ink pad storage holders. So these are MDF, so you're going to get these in two pieces. Let me just show you what you will get. Okay, so you're going to get them like this. So you get a base, and then you get the main piece, which is really thick. All you're going to do, sorry, it's the wrong base for the wrong thing. So, let me go for the right one. Okay, so you can use this left or right-handed. So if you're left-handed and you want to have the brushes on this side, then just flip it so that it's that way around. It's designed to be right-handed because I'm right-handed. So what you do, this is the rectangular one. It'll fit most, I can't say all because I don't have every single rectangular ink pad, but all the ones that I do have, I've tested it on. So you put your ink pad in here, and then like on this one, sorry, all you're going to do is you're just going to add a little bit of glue underneath this, not loads, just glue in the corner, that's all you need, and then just glue it down, bit of PVA, and it'll be dry in like a minute. And then you can decorate it how you want. So if I just move my stamps here, this is the triple. So I got this because look, I'm like this all the time. Look, I've got my brushes here. I'm still doing it even though I've got this. It sits in there. You've got a little hole to put your little detail brushes in. You put the lid in here, and that means that when you're working, this is what you see on your desk. So you actually know where your lid is, because I keep going on about it, but I've got ink on my fingers now. The worst thing on my desk is these lids, and I take them off and I put them like that, and it's got ink all around the rim of the lid, and it goes onto my projects all the time, or I put the lid down like that, and I want the lids out of the way. And it was actually the lid causing the mess that made me actually kind of create this. But it's just fab. And what happened accidentally, that I found once I started really working with them, if I just tilt it, look, in fact, let me go to the side so you can actually, oh, I've lost it. Where is it? Is that the side camera? I don't know, I've lost my side camera, sorry. But you can actually stack them up in one like bay, if you like. So I've got 3 here, 3 greens. So it still helps you tidy it up, even if you've only got the 3. So I did the single and then the 3 for the distress. But if you want the rectangular one, there's a double for that. I didn't want to do it so that it takes it over your whole work area. If you have the little round dauber things, they fit in here as well. So you could, I mean, you could, someone I saw was using the hole to put their water pen in, or to, you could put whatever you want in there if you've got pens or markers or whatever. But it just helps me so much. The only thing I wish is that I had a whole desk full of them. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my lilac. You see, look, I can get move that one out of the way, and I've got my pink here. So I'm going to grab a bit of water, and because I'm working on the watercolour card now, I just want to wet this, and I'm going to go in with my pink, and let's just add a bit of colour. And I'm not being fussy, all I'm doing is I'm just wetting some of these areas. Now I don't want it all the same colours, so I'm just going to wet each flower. I'm not wetting the centres because I want to come in with some darker colour in there. And I'll even, I'm not going to do the leaves actually, we're going to leave the leaves. We'll leave the leaves. So I'm going to bring my orange in and let's just add a little bit in there. And maybe we'll do the centre in there. Let's go do the centre of the flowers. And then what other colour have we got here? Oh, the lilac. So I didn't want to do the, because we've got lilac up here, I want the lilac to be down here in the opposite sort of quadrant, in the opposite section. So it's all about kind of composition. Oh, gosh, this is a rubbish paintbrush that I've just grabbed. And then we'll go to blue here. It's just literally putting a hint of colour in there. I don't want it to, you know, we're not creating a masterpiece today. And I can add a bit of blue in there. In fact, let me get a darker purple. Let's do this one. So what's this? Seedless preserves. So once I've used one purple, I kind of went mad then. And that's better. Let's have a little bit. And I'm going to put a bit of that in the pink as well, because it really goes with that pink. Just adds... Sorry, my paintbrush is terrible. Let's just add a little bit of definition. Just to make it stand out a little bit. And then I'm going to add that also into this blue one. So it's not overtly blue. It's funny, isn't it, how one colour can pull everything together. Let's bring that into there as well. And then everything ties, all the flowers then tie together and look like they could be off the same plant. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to do any more to this. I quite like it as it is. So it was really, I just wanted to show you how great the stencils are, the switchable stencils. So let me just quickly tidy this mess up. And for a lot of you who just joined us and maybe didn't see the beginning and what I was actually using to create this. So let me just clean that for a second. So just as like a little recap, what I've been using is the switchable stencils. So you have switchable squares and rectangles, and then there's also switchable circles, which is this one. I've lost my packet. I don't know what I've done with it. So with these, you're basically going to get this, which is a mask. Let me show you on one that I've not destroyed yet. So this is what you get with the squares and circles. There's nothing missing here. It was basically too small to put a pattern in. So you're going to get all of these patterns. So you just snip these out and then you can use them freehand and you can do whatever you want with them. That then leaves you with your mask. So you can, as we've done, we've created the circles, the rectangles, we've put the patterns in, we've actually put the patterns from we used this square pattern into there, we used the one from this circle on there, and then you can actually place them so you can go really freehand. We then also used it as, here it is, sorry, I wondered what I've done with it. So we then also used it as a mask, masked all the area off around this big rectangle, and then we stamped into the rectangle. We did the same thing here, so you can move it around, and then we've used the little squares as well. So we've created a bit of a collage. I think this was very much not planned. So, you know, kind of in hindsight, I would have done this bit a bit different and maybe put my circle up a bit more. I would have liked that up here. I should have put the circle on before I did the rectangles in hindsight. But that's basically what we created, and they're just fab. You know, like you could, if we wanted to, we could just literally, if you feel like there's a little gap, you can go in and just maybe finish it off by just adding just a tiny little bit of the pattern, and it just ties everything in together. It's not showing up very well. It's very, very pale. There you go. You can see there. So it kind of carries everything together. But it's just such a fab product. I love being able to stamp into an area and create these blocks of interest. Now, so it's time to answer some questions then, I think. So, as I was saying, let me see. So, we've covered the ink pad holders, so that's what they're for. Someone was asking me about cleaning up. Okay, I've got to show you this. So, this is our spongy sponge. Now, when you get this home, it comes to you like this in a bag and it's soft, okay? There's moisture in here. It's perfectly fine. It's like a preservative. It's like a cosmetic preservative just to keep it soft because it's easier for us to store and to ship. Now, when you let that dry out, it becomes rock hard like this. This is rock hard. You literally can't bend it at all. It just doesn't move. It's got all these ridges on it here. These are absolutely amazing for like scrubbing things. Now, it does take on colour. So because I'm using dark, distress oxide, someone was asking me the other day about the staining. Doesn't it get it out? And it was kind of like, well, I don't want it if it's going to stain. Well, we're using dye-based products which are going to stain. So, it's not about the colour of it. I could have made it black. But what I didn't want was for you to pick up a black sponge or a black cloth and not realise you had ink all over it. It's there to actually make us cleaner, not to get ink all over our hands because we forgot it was there and picked it up. So by the fact that you can see where the ink is as you're working, like I know that I've been putting black VersaFine permanent ink on this. Now I have to say, once you put that on here, considering how much this has had on it today, it's not transferring. It holds on to 7 times its own weight of liquid. So it's incredible. Now there is a cloth version as well. Let me try and show you the cleanest one. My cloths are a bit cleaner. So the cloth is the same. So when this dries out, this goes rock hard as well. Look, it's just rock hard. It's a fabric you will never have seen before, I don't think. It's unbelievable. I can't compare it to anything. Now I'm not bothered about it getting stained, and what I do is I just keep it in a bowl because if it does drip, then it's all in the bowl. Now I'm going to show you, look, this is not dripping whatsoever. Now watch this. Look how much water that was holding. So this is now still wet, but you can use it like dry to dust as well. It's just fantastic. But look how much water came out of that one cloth. I actually just went and soaked these for 5 minutes just before I came on air, just so I had a bit of water in here. And look, if I put my spongy in, look, it's taken all of that water, and look, it's not even dripping. There are no drips, but look. So what this does, it's not about so much, the first reason I wanted it and why I kind of created it is because I wanted to stop spilling water. I use water all the time. Like I've got a glass of water here, and I was spilling water everywhere. So, it was really to clean up. I wanted something that was super absorbent. So if I did spill anything when I was painting, that I was going to be able to soak it up instantly. Now, I have a couple of these because what I do is I let one kind of be, this is quite a dry one. Now, this is really gunky. I've got glue on here. I've got ink on here. I've got paint on here. I've got sticky things all over it. It doesn't bother me at all that it's kind of got to be this colour. It shows that it's hard working. Now, I have to say that the other day, because I actually have these all over the house, I have one in the bathroom for the shower screen. I've got one on the sink. which I clean the sink every day with it, just like scrub around it, because of these ridges, it works so well. I've got one in the kitchen as well, one of each. And the other day, mine were getting a bit grotty in the kitchen. I thought I'm just going to bleach it. So I left it overnight in a bleach solution, not really heavy bleach, but in a bleach solution. And it came up like, it actually bleached the colour out of the sponge, so it was almost white. So you can bleach them anyway if it's an issue for you. Now, where these come into their own, as you've seen when I've been working today, is when you're using your stamps. So, you know, this was the thing. I wanted stamp cleanup and I wanted stencil cleanup and inks. So look, this is VersaFine ink. So it's semi-permanent ink. It's archival. Look at this. So because you've got the ridges in here as well, it actually gets right into the ridge on the stamp. So if I just hold you that now, look, that's pretty clean. Now the other thing, the other day that I found was that I had some old stamps that I'd not cleaned. So for instance, look at this one. I haven't used this stamp for a really long time. I bet if I come over this, I can pretty much, yeah, it's actually helping me to scrub off a lot of this old ink that's on here. So it will also work, like look, you can see how much I've just taken on there. So, you know, and you can do that with the cloth as well. So, you know, if you need that flexibility, use the cloth. So they're absolutely fantastic. For me, what blew my mind when I first tested these was when I actually used it with a stencil though. So look, one swipe and it's gone. So if I was using with a stencil, let me get my stencil here. Let me show you on a darker ink. It's magic, Chris said. It kind of is. So look, if you are going like that, if you were going like that, and you know, you're not going to, you know, not very often anyway, I would have thought. So look, you just get your spongy. Now this is what I love, using the sponge with a stencil. And because of the unique fabrication of the material this is made out of, it somehow, even though this has got loads of ridges in it, it somehow doesn't get stuck in anything. So look, one swipe, two swipes, just go on the back, and the only ink left on there now is actually from my tape, look. So, you know, I've been crafting now for 25 years as a paper crafter. I've never seen anything that cleans a stencil like that. It's a nightmare. And it works the same if you've got paste and everything else with it as well. So, absolute must-have for your craft room. Highly recommend them. You can either get them on, you can either just get the spongy or just get the cloth, but I would honestly get them both together. And also the other thing is, the cloth, the reason I wanted the cloth as well is that the cloth I just tend to have to the side and I use that for cleaning my hands. That's really a great hand cleaner. And you can see this has got all sorts on it. I mean, look, you see, look, we were doing that. Look, there's no transfer. That's the ink I've just cleaned off. It's not coming back onto my hands off the cloth because it holds it. It's just magic. It really is like a magic cloth. But it's fantastic for dusting and working around the house as well. Now, what was the other thing? Storage. So going back to storage things as well. I've nearly finished, and we'll do the draw in a second. So if you've not entered win, enter win in the comments, and you might win a £25 voucher. So do that. Whoops! Oh, just turned it off. Sorry. And I'll just put this on as well at the top, just so you know, so don't forget. So storage, someone was asking me about these storage pockets. So these are, I designed these with my business partner at Squirrel and Vine. So basically made by crafters for crafters, not trying to adapt a different product. So these are ultra thick plastic, these. So look, they're really, really good quality, because we both had other storage pockets and they were all flimsy and they didn't stand up and everything else. So what you can also get is you can get the storage pocket inserts. Now again, these are really, really sturdy. There's a reason why they are a bit more than other things you might find out there, but there's a reason for it. So with these are actually laminated, which means that you can, if you want to, use these to store your stamps. So the whole point was you can store your stamps on one side, or you can just literally, I like mine still on the acetate, but you know, it's up to you how you want to do it. I don't know why I like them like that. I think maybe because I'm a bit more messy and I don't want to mess my storage up. But you know, you could just put a little bit of glue and you could just attach them on there, or put a bit of double-sided tape. Yes, we do ship to the USA. We ship worldwide. Yep. You've got a thing here so you can put a label on. We do have the magnetic, self-adhesive magnetic mats to go with it, which a size to match. I think we might be out of stock, I'm not sure. But anyway, basically attach your magnets and then you've got them both together. So mine, I just have them in like this. Whoops. Put your magnets in. And what I tend to do is I use it for the whole of that product. Now that's, oh, it's the right product. So I'll kind of put my things in there. This is like stuff that I've already cut, that I've just got in a little bag. And then you could, I mean, you do whatever you want with them. So here, you know, you can see how much I've got in there. This is just a die set. But there we go. So here's one of my A5s. So these are 6x8 size, but there's also one that's a little slimmer. Now, I've got to show you why these work so well. So I need to just zoom out a little bit on my camera. I don't know if I'm zoomed out or zoomed in. Let me go. Whoops. Let me go here if I can. I've messed all my cameras up, Chris.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What shall we do?
Nothing's working. They're not switching.
Maybe you've worn them out.
Maybe I've worn them out. I don't know what's going on. Sorry guys, just bear with me. Oh no, you can see on my messy desk. That one works. Let me unlock. Come on. There we go. Ah. Okay, so I'm going to show you why this works. Let me just grab this out. So to go with the storage pockets, we have these amazing, and they are amazing, storage boxes. Now these, again, we designed these between us. So these are actually 12-inch boxes. So they're 12 inches long. In fact, I think they're 12.5 inches long. And we did that so that if you are a scrapbooker or you've got 12 by 12, you can put them landscape and you can store your paper packs in them as well. But they're designed for stamps and dies. Now, when you get these come flat packed. They've got these mega, mega strong snaps here. So all you do is you just open it out and you snap these together. This is really heavy. It's only half full. You can see I can't actually hold it. You can get so much in here. Now it comes with a lid. So if you want to, you can put the lid on the top and then you can stack them up. The way I like to have mine is I use the lid under the base, and that just makes it even stronger because I have mine stacked up and then they're actually higher. I don't want to adjust the camera, I'll mess it all up. Let's see if I go a bit further away. Let me take these stupid ticker tape things off. Take that off. There you go. So that's okay. I can see what we're doing now. So look, they actually stand a bit proud of the top, and that's just so that you can flick through, so you've got a proper archive system. Now, I kid you not, you can get so much in here. Look, if I just tip this forward, you're going to be able to get, there's about 50 different envelopes in there. So you can get, I think we estimated you could probably get 100 stamps in there. You could certainly get more dies in if you were doing dies. The stamps are obviously thicker. So the storage wallets and the boxes all work together. So you've got dividers, you have an internal divider, as well as it being a pocket divider that goes in your pocket to label it. There's also an internal divider as well, so you can divide or categorize your box. So you could have, January's products, February's, you could do it by spring, summer, however you want it to be. You could do it by dies, by stamps, however. We all like to organise differently, but you can hear how sturdy these are. Now, the other thing that I always forget to say, this is white because it's customisable. So when you buy this, you will also get access to some free downloads. So if you're into downloads and you want to decorate this, first of all, you can decorate it how you want, because this is actually made out of a cardboard that you can also stamp, a really strong cardboard that you can also stamp onto, or you could decorate it with your own papers, or you could use your Cricut or your silhouette machine or your scan and cut. And there's actually a download that you will get my designs, so they're all customizable. So, and that's free. So that was the storage that someone asked about that I'm using. But you can see that I use it all the time. If we ever run out of this, I'm going to be done for, because it's just a lifesaver for me. So, were there any other questions? Anything else? I hope you've all enjoyed it today. Yeah, just use your lid for strength. I mean, because the thing is, when we designed it, we thought of everything. We tried to think of every single way to use it. Now, my friend Angie, not Angie McChesney, who's here, my other friend Angie, she's a completely different craft to me. So I'm messy, as you can see. She's really, really spick and span and tidy. So she wanted the lids, but we actually wanted to have these so that you can have them on the desk and you can just flick through them like this, or in a cupboard. I have mine in a cupboard, and you'd be amazed how much one holds. So what I would say is, like if you're not sure, just go for one set. Get one set and get lots of dividers to fill it, and you'll be amazed how much you get in. But you're going to love it because it's custom made for others. Because for us as card makers is what I'm trying to say. Because a lot of the time when you buy storage out there, it's general craft storage, and so it's not actually made for us as paper crafters and card makers. And so this is what we did. And so the other thing we thought about is that you can put your dividers, if you're going to use the lid, then put these landscape. So there's tabs, the tabs are done on purpose, and the length of the box is done on purpose, so it fits however anybody wants to use it. So it's useful. So, if you're sitting at home saying, oh yeah, but I haven't got space to have it like that, I need to stack mine, you can stack them. All you're going to do is you're going to turn everything landscape so it doesn't sit over the edge of the box, and then you can put your lids on and do it that way. So we've already been there. We've already thought about it. We spent months and months and months designing these, and they went backwards and forwards several times for us to change it. Originally they were, I think they were about 9 inches long, and I said, no, I want them to be 12, because I want to also be able to put a 12 by 12 in, which meant that then they had to be 12.5 inches, so we could put the paper pack in. You can put your 6 by 6s in here. They're actually 6 inches wide. So you can put your papers in here. So if you buy as like a collection where you buy a paper pack, you get your stencil, you get your stamp, and you like to organise by collection, you can do that as well. So we literally thought of everything for it. But I've been using mine for over a year now, and they're literally like new. So they're pristine, even though we were a little worried that, they might get a bit dirty and a bit battered with them being white, but they're not at all. They're so robust. Right then, I think I'm done for today if nobody's got any other questions. So Chris, have you drawn a winner?
Oh, a winner, you said.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Chris. Okay, I think the winner is Christine Endler. Is that Christine? Oh, Christian. Sorry, Christian Cottingham Enter. Sorry, I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. Christian, well done. You've won the voucher. Are you at Cottingham? I know Cottingham if you live in Cottingham. So Christian, well done. Congratulations. You've won a £25 gift voucher. So if you can, email me at website@polkadoodles.co.uk and just let me know who you are. Then I will sort your gift voucher out for you. I need your email address, so make sure you email me. So thank you all for joining me. Yeah, woohoo! I have a little music thing somewhere, but I don't know where I've put it. But yeah, well done. That's a nice little treat for a Sunday, isn't it? If you do it straight away, I'll do it straight away after the live, Christian. So you'll be able to go shopping straight away. So everyone, don't forget, you've got a special code just for you. Nobody else has got it. 25% off your order if you spend £25 or more. And that's valid until Wednesday. So what else have I got to say? Oh, watch out later on in the next few days. We've got a little cheeky new release coming, which is absolutely adorable. So watch out for that, especially if that's going to be a digital release. So if you're wondering, Nikki, where are the downloads? Because I know it's been a long time. It's because we're so busy. Can't keep up with everything. I haven't got enough drawing power in my hands. But yeah, we've got a little download. In fact, actually a big download release coming, which is very exciting. Absolutely gorgeous. So don't miss that one. And what else have we got coming up this week, Chris? When are we back? We've kind of changed days, haven't we? But I'm liking the Sunday vibe.
I like a Sunday.
Yeah, I think we're going to continue this time on a Sunday, guys. It works really well for me because during the day there's a lot of other things going on and stuff. So I like the Sunday vibe, and I kind of feel like for you guys, there's a lot. A lot of us do crafting on a Sunday, don't we? So let's put it in the diary now. We'll be back next Sunday, same time, same place. And just enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend. Thanks for joining me. Really appreciate it, as always. And I'll see you next time, if not before. Oh, and before I forget, if you want a reminder for next week's live, just go on the website and there's actually a little subscribe, not the main subscribe. I've set up a little separate mailing list subscription thing. And we're just going to use it to send you an email to let you know when the times of the lives are coming, just so you don't miss it. A lot of people asked us to do the reminders that we were doing before, but we've lost that software. So just go and subscribe on there. And I think when you do it, I think you might get a little cheeky voucher for subscribing anyway. So that's me, over and out. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next Sunday again. Bye-bye.